All right, today we're diving into a question that's, well, a little grim, but honestly, it's biologically fascinating. We're talking about a classic desperate survival scenario, and the answer reveals something pretty incredible about how our bodies are built to keep us going.
So let's just put the question right out there. Imagine the absolute worst case scenario. You're tracked, no food, nothing. Does the horrifying act of self-cannibalism actually buy you any more time? Put simply, can you eat yourself to stay alive?
From a purely biological nuts and bolts standpoint, the answer is a very clear, very blunt no. And in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly why this infamous survival tactic isn't just a bad idea, it's one that will actively work against you.
To really get why, we first need to kind of reframe how we think about the human body. So let's start with our first section, your body, the battery. I want you to think of your body as a closed system, a self-contained power pack. You can't just create new energy out of thin air. All you can do is move the fuel that's already inside from one place to another.
See, your body already has its own emergency pantry built right in. You've got energy stored away as fat, as muscle, and as a type of sugar called glycogen. The very moment you stop eating, your body's programming kicks in, and it automatically starts tapping into these reserves, and it does it safely and super efficiently.
There's a scientific name for this. It's called catabolism. This is your body's automatic survival protocol. It knows how to break down its own tissues for fuel when it's starving. So in a way, it's already eating itself, but it's doing it in a controlled, intelligent way that's designed to maximize your chances of survival.
And that really gets to the fundamental flaw in this whole idea. Manually eating yourself is like prying open your phone's battery and trying to use the pieces to charge that same battery. It just doesn't work. The net gain in energy is zero. You're just moving some calories from, say, your leg to your stomach, but the net damage you cause, it's enormous.
Which brings us right to our second point. The math doesn't add up. Beyond the flawed logic, the pure energy economics of this act make it an absolutely terrible biological bargain.
So let's just run the numbers. Imagine you consume 100 calories of your own tissue. We'll call that your energy income. Now let's look at the expenses. Your body has to launch a massive emergency response. It has to spend energy to stop the bleeding, it has to mobilize your immune system to fight off infection, and then it has to start the incredibly taxing process of healing.
So what's the final balance? Well, you will burn far more than those 100 calories just to repair the damage you inflicted on yourself. You've actually created an energy deficit. You've made yourself weaker and accelerated the starvation process.
But honestly, the calorie math isn't even the biggest danger here, not by a long shot. The single most likely outcome of doing this is infection. An open wound in a non-sterile survival setting is basically a screaming invitation for bacteria. That can quickly spiral into sepsis and then death. Without modern medicine, this isn't just a risk, it's a near certainty.
Okay, so this is where the story gets really interesting. It turns out our bodies have already solved this problem with a far, far better system. This brings us to biology's built-in plan.
And here's the incredible twist in all this. You are already eating yourself. Your body has an automatic, intelligent process that kicks right in the moment things get dire.
That process is called autophagy. Think of it as your body's internal housekeeping service. It goes around, finds damaged or junk cells, and it recycles their components for energy. This is the safe, efficient, and, knife-free version of self-consumption that evolution has already perfected over millions of years.
So now that we've looked at the faulty logic, the disastrous math, and biology's own elegant solution, let's pull it all together for the final verdict.
Let's just break it down to the two most important questions. Can you physically eat part of yourself? Yes. But will it help you survive longer? Absolutely not. In fact, because of the blood loss, the huge energy deficit from healing, and the near certainty of a fatal infection, it will almost definitely kill you faster. The ultimate takeaway here is just this profound respect for our own biology. Our bodies are the result of millions of years of fine-tuning and problem-solving. They are already designed with the best possible plan to survive. The best thing you can do is trust that plan. Don't try to outsmart it.